Thank you. Pretend we started here.
Hello, folks. If you're just joining the recording, we're in the middle of our first exercise, doing a brain download, getting things out of our heads, work and personal, anything not yet done. So take a couple minutes to do that now. For those of us joining live, time is up. I know 3 minutes goes fast, but still we can get a lot of stuff done in 3 minutes. How did that feel? A couple of responses in the chat. Virtual reactions, thumbs up, thumbs down. Let us know in the chat. How do you feel taking a few minutes just to get this out of your head? Overwhelmed. Yeah, Tamara, you're not alone, right? There can be that feeling of, I've got a lot of stuff to do. I will say, the Ninja didn't add any work to you. I just shone a light on it. This work existed. I'm just bringing it to our attention. I didn't add anything new. What's funny is I can't think of everything right now, but in the shower, yeah, for me, it's right before bed. I never sleep. So good, already feel some stress going away. It's a start. Overwhelmed too, but good to get it on paper. Yeah, that's exactly why we're doing it. So we can start to manage it and prioritize it. If it's just swirling around in our brain, there's a good chance it's going to get lost. Something may fall through the cracks. If we get it out on paper, we can start to put some structure on it. And that's what we're going to do now. So what another big hallmark of Zen-like calm is we call it boss mode thinking. There's boss mode and there's worker mode. And I do not mean title, status, or position. Boss mode means thinking about our work, planning our work, prioritizing our work. Worker mode is doing, is executing. And oftentimes, folks, there's going to be stress when we're switching back and forth from one or the other, or if we're spending too much time in one mode and not the other. If we're spending too much time in boss mode, thinking about our work, planning our work, and not doing our work, that's called procrastination. And if we're spending too much time doing things without thinking about them first, that's called busyness. And activity is not the same as productivity. So here's where we're going to go with those little to-dos, those unfinished work and home things. First, breathe. I know it's a lot, but now we're going to spend some boss mode thinking on this, right? Now we can decide where to focus and what's a priority. And we can start to organize all the things that we just dumped out of our heads. Now we can start to spend some realistic and manageable expectations. My guess, and I'm sorry if this sounds harsh, you can't do all of those things that you just listed. But we can always focus on impact. What are the things that are going to create the most impact or have the greatest value? You know, some of us are very familiar with the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. So if you had 10 things on your brain download, 2 of those things are probably going to be more valuable than the rest of the list combined. So what are those things that we could start to put priority on? Tip number 2, again, lots of boss mode thinking. We like to start our day with a boss mode priority checklist. We love to start our day with 5 things on a Post-it note because Post-it notes are small. We can only fit about 5 things. Before we start anything else in our day, what are the 5 things that are going to add the most value to your day? What are the 5 things, if I only could do 5 things, would be the most impactful things to do? If you start your 2023 by putting down the 5 most important things you could do on a Post-it note and working off that, you're going to have a really productive year. So our tip, boss mode, again, choose 5 priorities for the day. You know, when are you going to go dark to get done the big stuff? Sometimes, again, you need to have some stealth and camouflage. That's another character. We need to go dark to get the big things done. Then checking your second brain. A ninja loves a second brain. This is what we've already started to do. Looking ahead, what are any upcoming priorities? Update that in your second brain. Is there anything you need to have focus on moving forward? What am I resisting? Barbara, maybe you could put in all caps that DUST acronym into the chat for us, because we tend to resist some things that are dusty, meaning things that are difficult, things that are undefined, things that are scary, things that are tedious. Those are the things we typically tend to put off or be resisting of. So is there anything you're resisting? Checking in with your emotions. How are you feeling? How are you showing up today? This is important. Then, and only then, do we open our inbox and look at all those new things, right? Being clear about your priorities, your energies, those things you're resisting, we do that before we ever open our inbox. Some of you that might sound foreign to, but this is something we think makes a big difference. Use our checklist to tackle the big stuff. What are the essentials you need to get done before you break? Again, use boss mode thinking, use the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. Tip number 3 is to prepare for January now. I've always been a big believer that you could pre-plan your comeback. So one of the ways that we can get a little bit, again, with our preparedness ninja is using your out of office, your automatic messaging. Let the people know in your world when you're going on your holiday. How many virtual reactions? How many people use out of office over the holiday break? Let people know when you're going to be around, when you're going to be off. Great. Yeah. We recommend using it, yes, for your holiday break, but also other times when you're engaged in your most meaningful work, when you're trying to protect your valuable, most proactive attention. So we're going to try to line up your out of offices now. Get the timing ready for it. So if you're using Outlook or Gmail, you can write it and schedule it. You don't have to activate it now, but get one thing off your list now and write that out of office message. Clearly indicate, when your dates are going to be. Ensure it has clear info on when you are on leave, when you'll be back, any emergency contacts, and then put a little note in your diary or your agenda to enable it on that last day of work for you. So again, this is our kind of tip. Turn your out of office on now. Well, don't turn it on now unless you're on vacation now, but get the message wrote in advance. Then all that you have to do on your last day is that one last turning it on. So we can start to pre-plan our comebacks. We can start to pre-plan letting people know about, again, when those holidays are going to occur. So prepare now in advance for January. And then plan your return. We love this. Let's look ahead to January. I know some of you are like, no, let's stay right here. I don't want to look ahead. But if we can start to have some boss mode thinking around our return, it'll likely mean you can switch off now when you do go off for your holiday break. So take a few moments now to review your diary, your day planner, and be intentional about maybe booking some quiet time. We love booking meetings for one. I think productive. Maybe you start by booking an intentional meeting for yourself on your first day or two back, just to get caught up, so no one else is taking time in your calendar. So take a few minutes. Now we're going to give you time, again, intentionally. 3 minutes. How is your diary looking for January? Do we need to book any meetings for one? Do we need to have some boss mode thinking? Plan your return. 3 minutes. Go for it. Love that idea, Melissa, in chat. When I come back from vacation, I block at least 2 hours for re-entry. Yeah, to get caught up. Again, a great comment in chat. I'm a big believer that you teach people how to treat you. So I think that's a really great idea. Just about another 2 minutes. Pre-plan your comeback. And also maybe send a little note to yourself in the future. Revisit, think productive material, revisit ninja ideas. Because we usually get motivated for the stuff for a couple of days and then it slips, we forget about it. Send yourself an email, date it to the future. Send your 2023 self a note from now, a little gift saying revisit ninja stuff. One more minute, folks. I love how active the chat is. Thank you. Keep it going. All right, capture that last thought, finish that last sentence, team. We've still got a couple more tips to get to. The next one, we want to talk about being mindful. If you are rushing to finish some of those last minute tasks, don't forget to just breathe, right? I hear so many people say, I have to do this task. I have to finish this challenge. I have this meeting to go to. I think it's very important that the one thing we have to do in this world is breathe. Let's just try it. Follow along. You can see the pulsing of the screen. 3 deep breaths. One more. When we have those deep breaths, when we're really breathing from our diaphragm, it starts to engage different parts of our brain. It starts to quiet the hind part of our brain, our amygdala, which is in charge of all our fight or flight responses. It starts to activate our prefrontal cortex, which really gives a way to, better decision making and thinking. So, tip number 5: be mindful. Sometimes before we enter that mall or go to their relatives or whatever it is, a couple deep breaths just to prepare ourselves. One bonus tip. So we had 5 in our cheat sheet, but now there is an extra spot for a bonus tip. When we're thinking about taking a break, what does that mean for you? Have a mindful moment of what does a restful break mean for you? Because sometimes we have the break, but is it restful? Is it rewarding for us? So if we don't stop and think about this now, often we're running too fast and too hard, and then we end up crashing and burning. So if you ever need a moment, think of, again, this idea of what does a relaxing break look like? We're going to give you, again, 3 minutes live to action plan. This is an important one. What does a restful break actually look like and feel like for you? Take time now to vision it, to picture it, and make some notes. So this one, again, separate piece of paper. We didn't give you so much room on your cheat sheet for a bonus tip, but 3 minutes. Imagine, picture what a restful break actually looks like for you. We're clear about our goals, there's a better chance of achieving them. We're clear about what an intentional restful break looks like, better chances of achieving it if we know what we're striving for. One more minute, folks. Capture that last thought. Finish that last sentence. This is a cool activity. I went through this myself. Sometimes you're like, oh, right. That's not what I'm getting ready for. A restful break. Sometimes we have to take actions to make this work. All right. Lots of aha moments. Thank you, Andrea. Yeah, I so agree. A little bit eye-opening for me. A couple of light bulbs went off. And now, folks, you are ready with a little help channeling our Zen-like calm character, our preparedness character, and our mindfulness character. I hope you are feeling a little more calm, a little more organized and ready to run up to the break, and that you're going to have a wonderful and restful, happy time away from the office. Again, keep your cheat sheet nearby, draw on it as you go through the next few weeks. Please do keep that vision of a restful break in your mind as you move forward. Hopefully some of these tips and tricks helped you. We're hearing some folks in the chat. Never actually thought about what this could look like. I feel prepared for a break now. Yeah, I'm glad it's recorded. Yeah, and we'll make sure that the recording goes out to you. Also, we have our January Ninja Skills Booster coming up to kickstart your new year. We've given you some tactics to how to deal with the holiday overwhelm, and now we're going to hit the ground running in the new year. This is going to be on the 19th of January. Again, kind of a lunch and learn, 12 to 12:30 Eastern. Some more great tips. We're going to be doing these monthly, and this is a great one. Kickstart your new year. Enough time into January that we're past the holidays, and now we really got to start getting some traction again. Also, just some more great things available to us, folks. Some lot of courses that we can help you and your teams how to be a productivity ninja, getting our inbox to zero. Love your inner presenter. That's my new favorite course. And we have a surprise because it's the holiday season and we are feeling generous. We're giving away a copy of the best-selling book, How to Be a Productivity Ninja. I got the old version. You're going to get the new one. One person is going to be drawn randomly from our evaluations. So I will put our evaluation screen on now. Maybe Barbara can drop it in the chat right on time. Let us know how we did, folks. Again, this was just a little quick learning one. Let us know what you thought about it. Again, if we could be doing this any better, we want to be. So again, if you leave your name, I think there's a question about it, then you're entered for the draw. Just we need to know who to send it to. So thank you. Oh, that's very kind, Crystal. So appreciate that. Hopefully this was a valuable time. I know your holidays are busy, folks. All the best to you and your families. Hope you have a great holiday and an awesome 2023. Thank you being here. We appreciate it. All the best. Cheers.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you into the chat. That's very kind. Never at zero, but you love the class. We can help with that. Yeah, thank you. All the best, folks. Thank you.